Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with a beautiful, lovely, sometimes she has been known to make this here man a sandwich, wife of mine, a light of my life, Jan Zealand.
Hi.
And today is the day we're talking a little bit decimated DC, as once again, the American comic book industry is trying to make money off of Pride Month again. So here we go. The American comic book industry likes these one-shots, these one-and-out months, and why not virtue signal and get a fistful of dollars at the same time, especially pandering on a certain demographic. So DC Comics and Marvel Comics Pride Month plans are not created equal. Now, people on YouTube and obviously Twitter, everybody's kind of about the buzz of this because, well, if which company is more tolerant than the other? Well, which one supports Pride and the LGBTQ month more than the other? Now, the expectations of one company follow another. Marvel and DC constantly have to battle it out. If one has an event, the other one has to have the event. The trick is maybe one of these companies have realized, well, we don't want to get too deep into this, and it actually doesn't make a lot of money, and maybe it's actually not so good for an evil corporation to try to make money off of the backs of people that maybe their romantic life, that's it. I mean, maybe what Marvel actually thinks it's a bad look, you know, to try to make money off of that. DC, on the other hand, obviously not. So let's get into it, Yanzi.
So people on the internet want to complain, as usual, when it seems like Marvel and DC are not doing things as much as they think they should. Now, it shouldn't be surprising considering that Disney was recently in the hot water for the whole Don't Say Gay bill when they were like flipping on it and refusing to really say anything about it one way or another. So for their Pride Month offering is just pretty much this. Marvel Voices, Pride #1. So they're doing the whole voices thing again. I guess that's what they're going to do from now on. You know, every time they need to do some signaling, they will just use the voices thing and say, oh, happy Indigenous People Recognition Month, I guess.
Yeah,
or,
yeah, because their voices need to be heard. And we're not trying to charge $5.99 for a comic book. We're actually just trying to make their voices heard. You see how that works?
Well, okay. On the other hand, though, DC is very proud of what they're offering. So this is one of the editors here showing, hey, DC Pride 2022 just dropped. And they're showing, of course, you know, they show a mishmash of both this year and last year's DC Pride stuff just to make this picture look bigger, I guess, because you see this was the Pride annual for 2021.
Right.
And that was a Jim Lee cover, of course. And here's, of course, the variant for last year. And here is that whole Son of Kal-El thing.
Yeah.
That was, our good friend Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
And the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. This is the trade paperback from what I'm told.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing is an old thing too. So, you know, it's just a mix. Isn't this Doom Patrol Omnibus an old thing too? So, yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do at this point.
Well, they're trying to virtue signal, basically. Now, obviously, we've talked about it on this channel. There are such things as ESG funds. If I had to guess, in the bloodbath that's getting ready to hit DC Comics, there are certain people trying to say, you don't want to actually turn a knife on me, editor at DC Comics, or this group of DC Comics, because you could be turning a knife on the LGBTQ plus community because I'm so virtuous. Now, that is a theory of mine, that DC Comics is really going hard on this compared to Marvel, because DC Comics is actually on the chopping block with the merger with Discovery. That's been cleared. One of the first things they talked about was trying to make something like $3 billion in cuts. I mean, when you start trying to cut $3 billion out of a corporation like this, you're basically not going to be cutting in the departments that actually make money. You're going to be cutting in the departments that actually lose money, which would be the comic book industry, and especially DC Comics editorial staff. Now, is it really easy to fire these people if they're doing things like this? If you're looking at your dollars, yes. If you're looking at a Twitter mob gunning at you because you must be anti-LGBTQ plus community, this is a good, I don't know, defensive shield.
But what about if they can wave this flag and say, oh, don't fire us. We help you fulfill your ESG quota by giving you all this representation.
Wait, what flag are they flying? The rainbow flag?
I guess. I mean, look at this remote flag. So here's the funny thing. I saw on Facebook that a lot of people, they saw this. They just saw the picture. They didn't see the DC Pride logo. And they're like, oh, wow, it's going to be a Green Lantern event. The Rainbow Lanterns are back. And then they were like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, they thought it was the Color Lantern Spectrum. No, 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 no. You wish. That actually.
Yeah,
that
so
would...
we have our representation here. Of course, Jonathan Kent, Superman. Tim Drake, Robin, Batman. Jesse Quick, Flash.
Non-binary Flash, very important. Non-binary Flash.
Suddenly, I'm just noticing the costume just looks really, really bad.
The laziest comic book costume ever. But anyways.
All right, I forgot the name of this character all of a sudden, but it's like I guess there are just so many Earth Lanterns. How am I supposed to keep up? Nubia, and of course Jackson Hyde. So representation for everybody. Yes, Slay Queen.
Yeah. All right.
And this is gonna be the variant cover for it because Harley and Ivy is like totally this whole DC rep. Look at us, we represent the bis and lesbians and everybody.
Yeah, and here's the sad truth of this cover. I'm gonna be honest, is there's probably like a lot of straight heterosexual males that are gonna buy this cover. That's the sad truth. If this is like the fail of this whole project right here, it's like straight men are gonna buy this cover. But go ahead.
I love how they're trying to get all the other characters in here to like see there's a Black Canary poster here. There's obviously a Superman poster. And there's also Catwoman over here. So it's like, cheers.
Now, oh my God.
Yeah, so this is basically we're talking about, oh yeah, by the way, Dreamer is going to give the forward. The actress playing Dreamer is going to give the forward in this Pride anthology. So that's wonderful. Everybody remember the whole bisexual Robin thing? Tim Drake is now bi. So they decided to go official with it. Tim Drake is officially bisexual. That's his boyfriend, Bernard. And they're promising they're going to do a Tim Drake special. So it's not just Tim Drake in the book. He's going to have a special. It's going to reprint the Urban Legends part, that story. And then there's going to be a nice story, I guess, with him and his boyfriend, Bernard. Yay!
Any excuse to sell old rope. But anyways.
So, that's it.
Yeah. I personally don't think this makes or break a character. A lot of people are going to say, Shane, you're anti- gay comic book characters. That's not true. I actually created a comic book character that a gay teen that was in Extend. The problem I have with this is when this image is your selling point. The problem is then there really isn't story. This is just a virtue signal. This is just a gay cash grab. Literally a gay cash grab. At that point, when you're doing that, and especially something that's telling stories, something that's supposed to be entertaining and creative, this is lazy. It's gay and lazy. It's lazy. Okay. This is not the right way to sell comics. I think Tim Drake having a gay relationship, sure, you could work that into a story. Is it necessary? Not really. And I'm going to say why. Because there's a million Robins. You could always just made another Robin that happened to be gay. You didn't really have to take Tim Drake, an already established Robin, and make him gay. And hasn't he already, Tim Drake, kind of graduated out of the Robin status at one point in time to Red Robin or something like that? Or...
Yeah, then there's some weird retcon happened.
Right.
I don't know. It's just weird at this point.
Right. So there's a lot of problems with this, but let's just pretend we're going to make Tim Drake gay. Sure, but why put this image on the cover? That's
the same way they made that whole Jonathan Kent kissing his boyfriend cover.
Like, no, but you don't. But follow me on this. You don't lead with that. That's the problem, right? You need like a cover of Robin on his new adventure and whatever, and then maybe you have Robin like Superman catching Lois or something like that later on. You don't start Superman off with him catching Lois. It's just the problem is it's just the execution. I mean, you could argue you don't like that they're doing this, sure, but that doesn't mean that it's not. The execution is another thing on its own, and this is just executed really poorly. But anyways, let's look at some of these other covers.
Yep. So there's obviously going to be a Poison Ivy cover because they got to hammer home the fact that Poison Ivy is bi, lesbian. I can't even keep track anymore. Like whatever she is, whatever representation. Now the interesting thing over here is not Nubia, but Multiversity Teen Justice. So this is what the cover looks like over here. You can see this is pretty much what the Earth 11, I guess, when they gender swap everybody. So. If it's Wonder Woman, it's going to be like Wonder Man now or Wonder Boy, I guess, in this case.
Now DC Comics is using the multiverse to be gender fluid.
I don't think you're using the term correctly. But yeah, we do have someone who is kind of gender fluid over here, and that would be Jesse Quick. So how does that even really work again? If you flip your sex from one universe to the next, you go from male to non-binary?
No, I mean, I guess non-binary. Jesse Quick would be non-binary in both universes.
So that means that Wally or Barry or
Oh my
whoever is
God!
supposed to be.
Let's just change the subject.
Okay, I'm very confused too, dear. But here's something great too. Look at that
Oh my God.
representation. Not only do you have your gay representation for Pride Month, you also have your non-standard body type representation over here. Isn't that wonderful, dear?
I scroll down just a little bit. I'd like to really point out that Aqualad's broken leg there. I don't know if his lover sat on it.
Tragic, dear. Tragic. But yeah, so you can see a lot of Pride Month covers coming out. And here's a wonderful one. This is definitely it's like a slay queen, but slay king now, because look at that. That means like, my son, you have grown so much.
Yeah, this is obviously like Batman not being inspired and motivated by his parents' death in Crime Alley.
No. Tim is literally on a pedestal, see?
I know. He is now inspired by the shining light, not the dark shadows anymore, but the shining light of Tim Drake's decision to let everybody know what his sexual preference is, because that really matters when somebody's being mugged in Crime Alley. That's what's important, not whether you're trained, not whether you're a martial artist, not whether like you have good cardio to run down like somebody who stole an old lady's purse, but what your sexual preferences are. That's what matters when you need saving. This is the laziest comic product I've ever heard of, and I don't think it's going to age well in time. I think this is obviously a shout out to social media and the LGBTQ plus community to buy some comics once. And think about that: buy some comics once a year on this 1 month.
That's nice to know that people are respecting the LGBTQ plus community once a year, I guess. That's very important. And for other people who are saying, oh, good, finally have some representation, it's like, really? Don't you find that this is a bit of over-representation at this point now?
Well, and that's the thing is, if you were a business and you cared about your business plans, you would look at the demographic you're selling to and, of course, look for a new audience, sure, but not at the expense of losing your previous audience. And now I don't think it's an either or situation. I think you can do both. I think you are able to sell characters that are gay. I think that's absolutely possible. It's just really how lazy you're about it and how ham-fisted you are on it. And people see this. The optics of this, I don't think, are great at all. And the fact that Marvel's being expected to do just as much as DC is. Look, the fact that Marvel's not is proof that this isn't really selling. Marvel's pulling away from it, whereas DC is actually trying to do a lot more of it. And again, I want to really point out that there is a bloodbath getting ready to happen at DC Comics, and it's going to be really hard to fire the people involved with this type of project at DC, and that might be why DC is really leaning hard into this initiative. But that's just speculation. But what isn't speculation is Inglorious Rex, our second Indiegogo campaign, has crossed and moving on and upward from $250,000. Please go check it out. The link is down below in the description. And I will leave you guys with a trailer for Inglorious Rex funding right now.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a past the doctor. I got a 6 cents for a prostate, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the stain.